Hey traders, I want to tell you about a new feature that I just added to Option Stalker. You can get Option Stalker at www.oneoption.com. This is how we find all the fantastic trades that I post every morning. The searches are incredible, but even once we've found the searches, we still have times when we'd like to buy breakouts above a downward sloping trend line, or perhaps we'd like to short on an upward sloping trend line breach. Well, I've added alerts and we can draw these trend lines and get the alert. So the way to do it is you highlight the starting candle. If I go to the bottom of the candle, it's going to draw from the low. If I go to the top of the candle, it will draw from the top. So here I want to start the trend line low and I just target my candle. So you can see it highlight, and if I'm drawing from a low, it's going to connect to a low. And there's my trend line. Pretty easy. So if I wanted to connect from the top, I would draw from that candle and from that top, and I would simply drop it on the current candle. We're probably going to get an alert right away because it's probably going to breach that. Now these are available on a day basis or on a GTC basis. GTC, it will remember from day to day. So let's say that I go to a longer term chart of the S&P 500, SPY, and I want to draw a GTC alert line. Well, I may start at this low from here, and I may target this low from this candle right here. There's my alert line. It's going to continue to draw in an upward fashion, and it's going to monitor the price of the underlying. That's the beauty of it, is that this trend line and this trajectory is going to continue until it's violated, and then at such time I will get an alert. If I would have drawn one right here through these highs, I would have gotten an alert right there on that buy signal. So very, very nice. You can go on multiple time frames and use it as well. So let's look for some logical points here. Let's use a GTC alert line. We'll go to the low of that candle and we'll connect to the low right here. It's going to extend. If you happen to be extending the line through a current price point, it's not going to draw it. So if I try to connect these lines right here, well, it's already through and it's not going to let me do that because we're already through that point. But let's try. Go to the high there, go to the high here, and it didn't draw because we're already through it. It's already violated. So the key is to really focus on the candle. And once again, and there we go, our SPY line has been breached. And so now it's telling us that there's an upside trend line breach, and we drop that on a 5-minute basis. So we currently had a little bit of a trend line breach, and now you can see how the SPY has continued to back off of it. So this is the trend line we want to be watching, and I'm going to be seeing if we have a breakout to the upside. So the key to drawing these lines is to focus on the high or the low of the starting bar. And oftentimes, most of the time, we're going to be using candles that are very, very wide. So let's use this one for example. We'll click GTC, and you can see I can draw at the bottom of it or I can draw at the top. If I select the bottom, then the end point is also going to use the bottom. It won't connect to the top, it'll connect to the bottom. So there's my highlighted candle right there, and there's my trend line. So if the uptrend line is breached, I'm going to know about it. You can draw them as steep or as shallow as you'd like. And so here's the one that I'm currently watching on the S&P 500. When you get a big bullish bar like this sequentially, SPY has breached the above trend line. And there we can see this is a good buying opportunity on SPY right here. I was going to mention when you get these long green candles stacked one on top of the other, the first pullback is always a good one to be long. So I am going to go buy some futures right now. That's how you use the trend tool. Focus on the low that you want to connect and the starting bar, or if it's a high, you would favor the upper side of that candle. And then figure your endpoint candle and don't try and draw the line. Go to the candle. Go to the candle and it will drop on that low or it'll drop on that high. It's October 15th. We are about 3 hours into trading, and 2.5 hours into trading. I like the S&P here. I think the S&P is going to make one more surge at the high, so this is probably a good entry point. Thanks. Trade well. Again, you can get all of this at optionstalker.com. www.oneoption.com.